Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me? We're going to go ahead and get started. There's going to be some seats that are not going to be taken today, even though they were purchased by someone. So if anybody wants to move down once we get started into some of these empty seats, you're welcome to do that. My name is Byron Taylor. I'm the CEO of the Greenville Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to do some welcome and introductions. Our elected officials that we have in the house today are Senator Bob Hall's office. We have John Vick. From State Representative Dan Flynn's office, we have Jeannie Ash, David Aronakis, and Dan Flynn. Thank y'all for coming. From Hunt County, we have newly elected County Judge Bobby Stovall. Thank you for coming. We also have with Hunt County, D. Hilton, the Hunt County Transportation Steering Committee. He's going to be speaking later. With the City of Greenville, we have Mayor, I'm going to call these all off and we can give a round of applause. Mayor David Dreiling, Mayor Pro Tem Jerry Ransom, Councilman Brent Money, Councilman Al Atkins, Councilman Cedric Dean, Councilwoman Holly Gocher, City Manager Summer Spurlock, City Secretary Carol Kirkendall, and Kevin Banks with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank y'all for coming. With the Greenville Board of Development, we have the Chairman of the Board, Terry Thomas, and, go ahead, yes. And board members David Ellis, Mark Scott, Jerry Morris, Chet Haney, Tim Dooley, George Alexander, and we also have Greg Sims, President and CEO, and his staff, Barbara Carter and John Dixon. Thank y'all for coming. Oh, former chairman Randy Tarpley, right here. GEUS, we have board members Renee Shelton, Sue Ann Harding, George Glover, Alicia Price, who is the general manager, and her staff, Jimmy Dickey, Kami Williams, and Chris Mangle. Thank y'all for coming. And thank you to GEUS for filming us today. Chamber Board of Directors, I'd like all the Chamber board members to stand as I call your name. We're going to do all this as a group, and then we'll do a round of applause. We have Chairman of the Board Willie Morgan with Lone Star Credit Union. We have Board Member of the Year Karen Thomason with Hancock Whitney. Incoming Chairman of the Board Stinson Sanders. Vice Chairman of Finance Rich Carter. And then we have Paul Kelly, Nate Short, Sheila Bussell, Derek Price, Marilyn Weiniger, Alicia Price, and ex officio members David Dreiling, Greg Sims, Kevin Banks, and Bobby Stovall. Thank y'all for coming today. And one last round of introductions is our great and wonderful team of chamber ambassadors. I'm going to ask them all to stand as I call off their name. Hold your applause until we finish. Ambassador of the Year, Tracy Fenton with Keep Greenville Beautiful. Host Coalition Leader, Kami Williams. Bridget Floyd, Beth DeTomo, Eleanor Hill, Alicia Davis, Sheila Ellis, Rose Hayden, Debbie Sickles, Theresa Sadler, Violet Atkins, Donna Acanius, Kalina Crossley. Thank y'all for coming today. I do want to mention that the applications for ambassadors are now open until April 3rd. Anybody that signs up to be a chamber ambassador will need to attend a 1-hour class on April 14th in the morning, and as well as stay for the ambassador retreat that day from 9 to 1 p.m. So be aware if you sign up for that, you'll need to make that meeting. Also, I wanted to go ahead and mention while I have your attention, Leadership Hunt County Class of 2021, the applications will be opening in June. So if you're wanting to do Leadership Hunt County to be a graduate in 2021, start thinking about signing up with that in June. On your table, we have information about a new regional event that we have named Evolution Expo, a multi-county showcase. The reason why we're calling it multi-county is because, you know, if you think about Greenville, we've always wanted to do things like Canton and trade days and other things like that, where we want to get a whole lot of people from other communities to come visit Greenville. We're going to have to start advertising towards those communities. So what we're doing is we're focusing for this event to get vendors and attendees from counties surrounding Hunt County. So if you can think about that, that basically surrounds all our larger towns around us. McKinney, Sulphur Springs, Rockwall, Emory, kind of that radius. So on the back side of this sheet, you have the sign-up sheet. We're going to be advertising to these communities to get this place filled up. And I want to mention that it's going to be in the new Longhorn Arena and Event Center in Greenville. This will be May 9th. And we're going to be having a grand opening for that event venue on the 26th of March. It's going to be a lunch and ribbon cutting from 12 to 1:30 p.m. We want you to make that. I want to just mention for a moment that the perimeter, the cement perimeter, this is an indoor event arena, so the perimeter around the arena will probably hold twice to 3 times the number of vendors just at the Fletcher Warren Civic Center. That didn't even include the arena that's in the middle of it. So this is a big venue. We're going to have to really push to get attendees and vendors. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to just think about this flyer as something that, well, I don't want to take it with me or not. I want you to take this flyer. We'd like you to participate if you can, but we'd also like you to reach out to your regional businesses that you do business with. If you're a regional salesperson and so forth, if you know people in McKinney and other cities, we want you to try to get them to be a part of this, come find some new customers, and help our businesses here find new customers as well. All right, so now we get to start with our host today is the Texan Theater. Big thanks to Barbara Moran and all she contributes to the arts in our downtown Greenville. Thank you for having us. She's going to say a few words.
Hey everyone, and what I always say, I'm Barbara and welcome to my house. Great to see you. I love having every seat filled. And a couple of things. How many, if you get my newsletter, you already know this, but Roseanne Barr's coming next month. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. And then it's $2.99 a ticket. And but you'll meet her. You'll be hanging out just like this, and you'll be like talking and chatting, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm starting the coffee club, the Texan Theater Coffee Club 2020. Get a mug and come here and have coffee for, well, you've already paid for it. I was going to say for free, but you paid for it. It's not that much. It's $5 a month. It's $20 to get the mug, and then $5 a month prepaid for the rest of the year. So every month it's going to be less. And I've got to go make sure you get food. We hit a snag, so y'all do get to eat. I promise. We just hit a snag in the kitchen, so we stopped right there. And y'all don't even know any of this because we started from the back. That's why we start from the back, so we don't have everybody wondering. So thank y'all very much, and I haven't had too much coffee. So it's all yours, Byron. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Also, I did forget, Katie Ridge is out here. She is like a board member, Ambassador Deluxe. I apologize for missing you, but I usually want to ask this question. In all of the haste in trying to set all this up at 4 o'clock yesterday, have I missed anybody else? Have I missed a board member, ambassador, or elected official? Anybody want to say hi? Okay, thank you. Next, I wanted to give a big shout out to our main course partners today, Nissan of Greenville and Greenville Hyundai. Thank y'all so much for being a platinum partner with us this year. They have participated in everything that we do. Robin and Kiera are down here on the first floor. You want to stand up for just a moment and let everybody see who you are and wave? Thank you. Catering partners help us curb the cost of food, so thank y'all very much for participating with us today. Next, we have our presenting partner. They like to unveil their videos every year at this event. Celebrate Media Group, Derek Price. Many of you know him. Come on up, Derek.
Thanks, Byron. Yeah, we do video production. You'll see several of our projects here on the screen in the next few minutes from the other sponsors. Just got 3 things to tell you about that are new for us within the past year. One, we launched a program called Celebrate Hunt County that I hope you all have seen. We tell uplifting, positive, inspirational stories about the people who live all around us. It, to me, is kind of the antidote of all the negativity and the politics and the mess you see on Facebook all the time. It's all uplifting, it's all positive, and it makes me feel so good to have that as a part of what we do. 2, we opened up a video studio on the south side of town. So we're near 1570 and Wesley Street. And 3, we changed the name of our company to match that uplifting feel we get from Celebrate Hunt County, and this video will explain why.
In the video making business, we feel pretty lucky in those days. We get to see some of the best sunrises and sunsets. We get to go inside factories to see how things are made. We film musicians do what they love on stage. We get to help people sell big, beautiful real estate developments, and pickup trucks, and cornmeal, and healthcare, and electricity, and water, and even airplane seats. We film in schools to tell stories of all great things happening inside their classrooms. Sometimes we film in school playgrounds, with musical instruments, and we even film hundreds of people spelling out our customer's logo. But the most enjoyable thing we do is actually simpler than all that. It's all about people. 1 year ago, we launched a weekly web video series to tell the uplifting, inspirational stories of the people living all around us. And we called it Celebrate Hunt County. We had no idea if folks would actually watch it, or if we could find sponsors to support it. But Celebrate Hunt County turned into an instant hit, a local viral sensation that averages around 20 to 30,000 views every week on Facebook. People around here love it. We also love making Celebrate Hunt County. We get to tell stories about people helping kids at Christmas time, a volunteer coach who inspires from the sidelines, our community rallying together after serious storm damage, a house that some people believe is actually haunted, and our most popular episode ever, a couple of love birds. If you've watched it, thank you. If you've let us interview and film you, thank you. And to our sponsors who make this uplifting programming possible, thank you. Couldn't do it without you. In fact, we like making Celebrate Hunt County so much that we decided to make a change, name our company after it. Because there's nothing we want our business to do more than lift spirits and unite communities.
Thank you, Derek. Did you have anything else to add? Okay, thank you. One of our table partners today is Hunt Regional Healthcare. They are next. As Rose makes her way to the stage, I did want to recognize Dr. Liggins and Amy Wade. They are up in the VIP room, and they registered after this was made, so they are here as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Come on up, Rose.
Regional Healthcare, we've got robotic arms that can do surgery. We can see detailed pictures of your veins and arteries in real time. We do fast and accurate testing in the laboratory. We even use artificial intelligence to detect breast cancer. We've got all the technology, but we still believe people make the difference.
And that commercial was actually done by Celebrate Media, so we appreciate Derek and his team for that. Usually the mic's not usually too tall for me, but I'm going to adjust a little bit. It is an exciting time at Hunt Regional Healthcare. As you can see, we continue to strategically grow and evolve to best serve the needs of our community. In 2019, we added 3D mammography, robotic arm-assisted knee replacement surgery, a retail pharmacy open to patients, employees, and the public, Code Brew coffee shop serving all Starbucks drinks, neonatal ICU transport team, 3 family practice physicians, a sports medicine physician, and an orthopedic surgeon, along with many nurse practitioners and physician assistants. We remodeled our sleep disorder clinic and cardiac rehab center. In addition, we had 220 students from university, online, graduate, nursing, and high schools shadowing our clinicians. The future looks bright as we plan our much-needed maternity, surgical, and therapy area expansion. But at Hunt Regional Healthcare, we know that people really make the difference. We currently employ 1,400 people and know that each of them have the ability to touch our patients and their loved ones in a very positive way. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose and Hunt Regional Healthcare. One of our advertising partners today is Money Law Firm, our First American Title Fee Office. Is Brent Money here? There he is. Do you have my video on this? Okay. Yeah. Real quick, a couple of months ago we changed from Capital Title to First American Title, which is the largest title company in America, maybe in the world. But and we changed our name to Money Law Firm First American Fee Office. But here, instead of listening to me talk, why don't you listen to some of our customers in this great video prepared by Celebrate Media Group.
First American is one of the largest title companies in the world. It's a Fortune 500 company with operations in over 70 countries. They've spent a lot of time and resources on technology that helps us do our job very efficiently. At Money Law Firm, we are dedicated and focused on being professional, personal, and proactive.
One of the great things when you walk in the door is you see how crisp and clean and together everything is. And there's not a lot of clutter. In the title business, there's a lot of paperwork, but when you walk in the door, you don't see that. You see clean, clear walls, you see very straight lines, and it lets you feel like everything is together and that you can trust the services.
That responsiveness and setting the expectation of speed being critical to the process, that is something that impresses the clients and also makes us know that we can expect that our schedules are maintained and that we can close on time.
If I have a question, I can call, I'll get an answer from somebody, I won't have to leave a message and hope that somebody calls me back. I can send a text message and I'll get an answer back pretty quickly.
What's really great about First American is a complete secure portal. So what that means is once we enter any documents, any emails, any communication between us and the consumer, us and the lender, is all within a secure portal. Meaning there's no outside emailing that happens to make sure it stays secure.
If you're really looking for a new lead, we have resources to help you with that, help you find new clients, help you to research the property, help you to find information that will make that property more marketable.
One of the big things that I love about this place is just the people, right? The people that we get to work with. They're so down to earth, they care so much about what they do.
Every time there's been an appointment, I haven't had a client who's had to wait more than 5 minutes. They're always offered a soda or water or coffee. Everyone here is like family. And so that's kind of what another reason I suppose why we first started.
I think service is the most important part to a client, so I would recommend a real just to close here at First American Title.
And this is a very nerve-wracking process for a lot of people. And so to have a comfortable feeling while you're here says a lot.
Proactive means you should not have to call us and ask us what's going on. You shouldn't have to ask us a lot of questions. Certainly, you're welcome to ask whatever questions you have, but our job and what we are striving to do is make sure we answer questions before you even ask them.
The team is known for speed, and they often anticipate the needs of our clients and myself when we haven't even thought about those things.
I would say absolutely come down here and give them a shot. I mean, they have a great team of people. The communication is great, and if there's ever an issue, I mean, they're equipped to take care of it. So I see as much business as I possibly can out here because they take such great care of us.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Brent. Next, we have on our advertising partners, Waste Connections. Nate Short is here with us today. Thank you.
Where's Summer at? Does she ever make it next? I'm still alive. Derek, let's talk, because I obviously don't have a very good video, so let's prepare next year. This month is my third year in Greenville, and I just want to express on Waste Connections Corporate, the Greenville team, and especially myself, thank you. Thank you for bringing us in. Byron really has helped me out and got me in touch with a lot of people in this town. Representative Flynn, it was great to shake your hand finally. Mayor, it's good to see you. Judge Stovall. I don't have very much. We're growing, and it's very exciting for Waste Connections' future out here, especially in the Greenville area. The one thing I do want to pass along is this year we did, in a short 2-month period, actually it was 1-month period, we decided to do what Waste Connections does, a bike build for needy children in local areas. We decided to get that started, and we started really late. I want to thank the folks here that got with us and donated. In a month's time, we were able to raise a little over $3,000, and we donated 60 bikes to local needy children. So, I'm sure you saw the picture in the paper, and we were very proud of that moment, but we're not satisfied. So please reach out to me, and then we'll take your donations. And what we do is we get these bikes and we put them together as a team and have a good time doing it, and we donate them to the local area. So reach out to me if you would like to get involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. And lastly, we have Family First Home Health. Representing Family First Home Health today is Alyssa Davis. Come on up.
Home is your sanctuary, your place of refuge, of peace. That's why at Family First Home Health, when we come into your home, we work hard to make you feel like a part of our family.
To get cared for in your own home is very important, and to be able to stay in your own home is important. It gives them a sense of independence, and it still makes them feel like they're in control.
Our caring, skilled professionals can handle a wide range of needs, from skilled nursing and home health aides to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, right in your home. We can even provide primary home care to help with daily living and household chores, and medical social work to help connect you with resources and the community. We also believe in being a part of the community we serve. We partner with nonprofits and aim to be involved in making this a better place to live. The bottom line, we're here to help, and we'll treat you like family.
I've never been treated with so much compassion and care as with Family First. We've got to be friends. I mean, sometimes children and their mom, and you know, it just felt like that I was part of the family.
Family First Home Health. Let our family take care of yours.
We want to thank Derek Price for putting that together. He did it on a pretty quick whim, and we're really satisfied with it. So thank you, Derek, and all of Celebrate Media Group. And thank you to the Chamber for allowing us to premiere our new commercial here today. The community is very important to us. We love Hunt County and the surrounding areas, and we just really love being involved in that. So thank you, and if you need any help with home health, please reach out to us. We're happy to help.
Thank you, Alyssa. That was wonderful. Lastly, this will just take a moment, but we are going to present to you today our elite partners. We're going to start at the top. I know that there's some screenshots of logos up here. Are you ready? Our platinum partners, we're going to do these in category, and then so we'll clap at each category. So platinum partners, we have Nissan of Greenville and Greenville Hyundai. Thank y'all. Our diamond partners are Texas A&M Commerce and L3 Harris. Thank you. Our gold partner is Alliance Bank. Thank you very much. Our silver partners are American National Bank, Money Law Firm, My First American Title Fee Office, Cornerstone Insurance, Family First Home Health, PSI Heat and Air, Solvay, Hunt Regional Healthcare, D. Earls Tax Service, and Lone Star Credit Union. Thank you all very much. And in our bronze category, we have GEUS, Kinsey Abstract and Sabine Title, Landon Winery, Hancock Whitney, Vision Quest, the Steinbach Group, Atmos Energy, TX Roofing, and Advanced Industrial Metals. Elite partnerships help us just do everything that we do all year long without on the business side having to worry about us coming to them all year long for multiple things. So thank y'all for participating in that way. See Keith after the event if you'd like to have more information in regards to that. Now we're going to start our program. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Dave Dreiling, our mayor of Greenville, was elected in 2015. He is an active board member on our Greenville Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and very active in events and boards and happenings across the city. We're lucky to have you participate in so many things, David. We give you Mayor David Dreiling.
I guess I'll try and reach this. Unfortunately, folks, I don't have a video. You're going to have to put up with slides. Or we hit a slide and we get some side views. There we go. It's my pleasure to share with you my views of the Greenville state of the city. First, I would like to recognize and thank my fellow council members and the city manager who have been extensively involved in helping manage the city through some extensive problems and growth. But in particular, I would like to recognize Councilwoman Holly Pilcher. Holly, would you please stand? Prior to becoming a councilwoman, Holly served 6 years on the Juice Board. And now she's completing 6 years in May. She will complete 6 years as a councilwoman. That's 12 years that she has spent contributing as a volunteer to help this city grow. I will hate to see her go. And how about a round of applause for all the effort she's done? She will be replaced by Tim Cruz, who is unopposed in filing for District 4. The next council person to represent District 3 will be voted upon by you in May, and the race will be between incumbent John Turner and challenger Christine Washington. Our city is very fortunate. Our city is very fortunate to have so many people working together as a team to help the citizens in the city. On a daily basis, we have the Chamber of Commerce helping our business networks with each other and the rest of the city. The Board of Development bringing in new businesses and working with our existing industries. And the City Council and city employees working very hard to achieve and enhance Greenville's hometown environment. As you can see, we have 3 new city directors helping lead the staff. This is the vision that describes what all of us are working towards to make Greenville a place where you want to live, grow, and prosper. Next one. Back up one, sorry. Go back the other way. There we go. These are the 5 goals the City Council has set for fiscal year 2019 and 2020. These goals help both the council and the city staff to stay on track towards achieving the city's vision. I will discuss each of these briefly so that you can see how they are being addressed. The nature of Goal 1 is to look at a comprehensive review of the areas in the city infrastructure and work to improve them. This last year, the city obtained a detailed design for the needed rehabilitation of our water filtration facility. In addition, to improve water pressure in the southern part of town, the Center Point pump station was built, and at this time is about 95% complete. Additionally, with the age with the aged pipelines we have, we're working diligently to improve the infrastructure. In the current budget, the City Council has approved $2 million line item for improvement of our city roads, which last year included over 30 different roads getting either minor reconstruction or a mill and overlay work. Additionally, we opened the animal shelter on Saturday mornings, and we added a veterinarian to help with vaccination. Aunt Char's playground underwent a major upgrade to make it safer for the kids and to provide better visibility to the kids and of the kids to their parents. Work on this goal is to create opportunities for personal and cultural enrichment. The city has worked on that by hosting events for our citizens. As you can see here, that involved a lot of different events, from having a fish day at Grand Park, Easter egg hunt at the sports park, as well as other events for kids and adults. Additionally, there was a great fly-in at Majors Field that brought in an old military aircraft, including this bomber, a Russian MiG, as well as other aircraft. Included in this fly-in event was the opportunity for citizens to get a helicopter ride over Greenville. Additionally, the 4th of July fireworks show was also very impressive. There was over 4,000 people at the sports park watching them. The Neighborhood Night Out program involved over a dozen different neighborhoods getting together for an evening of potluck dinners or just to have a neighborly night out. This goal was established to help us determine what the citizens of Greenville would like to see, where they think improvement should be addressed, and which items have a priority. The council hired a professional company to work on the comprehensive plan and have over 20 citizens who have volunteered to help in this process. It is not just a plan on how to improve downtown, it addresses the entire city. In an effort to improve transparency of the work done by the City Council, we set up a series of town hall meetings last year. Unfortunately, even though they were well advertised, there was very poor attendance. In the first one, we only had 10 citizens show up. In the second one, 6. And on the third one, only 2 people showed up. This year, we're going to try again, and we're planning another couple of town hall meetings to discuss the 2 upcoming proposals that will be on the May 2nd ballot. One will address freezing the tax payments for people over 65, and the second will address the potential of allowing the sale of alcoholic beverages for off-site consumption. Additionally, the city produces the News of the Week report, known as the Now Report, identifying work done by the police and fire departments, public works, animal control, the library, things happening in GMA, as well as information about upcoming sport and entertainment events. Public safety and well-being is always a concern for our council. Both the police and fire department conduct classes to help our citizens prepare for potential problems. In addition, the council is looking at upgrading the radios for the police, fire, and city employees to enable them to talk to one another without having their messages retransmitted. Right now, one organization uses UHF radios, another uses BHF radios, and the third, walkie-talkies. Many of these devices are no longer supported by their manufacturer and need replacement. This project will allow everyone to talk to each other with a more reliable and effective system. This will be an expensive process and will probably cost in the vicinity of $6 million. As most of you remember, we had some real challenges in the June and July timeframe. We had a straight-line windstorm whose wind speed matched that of a Category 1 hurricane. The storm really caused a lot of damage in the northeast part of town and caused a lot of power outage. Then barely a month later, Greenville lost Muzzie's Alley to a major fire. The extraordinary effort of our fire department kept it from spreading. During both of these challenges, police, fire, public works department, parks department, juice, and our citizens all pitched in to work as a team, helping one another overcome these events. During each of these challenges, our city personnel and the citizens of Greenville work together to help each other, helping their neighbors, helping strangers. This is an indication of how our city and its citizens respond to one another in an emergency and make Greenville a great town. Goal number 5 was established by the council to work on improving the city's overall infrastructure. We have all seen and experienced potholes around the city and know that the repairs in the past did not last very long. The city has recently instituted a new procedure with a dedicated team to address this ongoing problem. Hopefully in the near future, those potholes will no longer be a major problem. Additionally, as we replace roads and pipelines, we are looking at how to effectively upgrade the repairs, as well as reviewing our construction specifications to ensure we are using the best techniques available. So overall, how have we done? While working on the goals is extensive and ongoing, we have also worked to ensure we didn't jeopardize the city's financial status. As can be seen here, the general fund revenue was a little over $24.5 million, which is about $30,000 more than it was last year. The primary players in this are the property tax and sales tax proceeds, each making up about a third of our revenue. This depicts the property tax that's been approved by the council over the years to help meet the needs of running the city. As you can see, this council has worked very hard since 2016, and there has been a significant decrease. As people look at the tax rate, sometimes they fail to see the entire picture. As an example, in 2016 and 2017 year, the tax rate remained at 69.9 cents per $100 assessed value. But what is often missed is that the council actually cut the tax rate by 6.7 cents. The voters had approved a new tax of 6.7 cents per $100 for the rebuilding of 3 major roads in town. Yet the council figured a way to absorb the increase and keep the tax rate the same as 69.9. In the following years, 2017 through 2019, the council also cut the tax rate by 4.5 cents per $100 assessed value. For the 2019-2020 budget, we cut an additional 1 cent and also absorbed another voter-approved road tax of 3 cents, resulting in a 4-cent tax decrease. Overall, through the tax rate cuts and absorptions of increased road taxes, in the last 5 years, the City Council has cut the tax rate by a whopping 15.2 cents, which equates to a 21.7 reduction. That means on That means on a home that's valued at $150,000, the taxes being paid are $228 less than what they would have been without our tax rate reduction. The amount of sales tax received by the city had good growth in 2017, and we were able to keep that relatively stable through 2019. Based on the data provided at our last city council meeting, our January sales tax receipts are over 11% higher than they were in 2019. This growth in our sales tax is a result of more shopping at our expanding retail developments within the city. As can be seen, the general fund expenditure was a little over $25 million. The major expenditure for the city is public safety and accounts for 53% of our spending. This covers the cost of the police and the fire department. Without additional major debt, we should see a big decrease in the amount that we are paying for debt service by 2020. Much of that debt, the result of bonds that were approved in the past many years ago, which are finally getting paid off. Unless we have another added debt, this depicts in 2022 our debt service payment may drop by another 30%. This slide shows that since 2015, we had an additional 569 new homes added to our city and have sold over 180 pieces of property that were previously foreclosed upon. These properties were idle, detracting the look of neighborhoods, and were not generating any taxes. The lawns on these foreclosed properties were being cut by the city at a cost of over $250,000. The new sales of these properties have improved those neighborhoods and now again are on a tax roll and people are pleased with what they've got. The city is currently being approached by several developers looking to increase the number of homes to be built, ranging from one-bedroom apartments to homes worth over $400,000. As the population expansion continues from the west, the city is looking at how we can best prepare for the arrival of major home developers who will buy hundreds of acres and build more homes. And the council is also assessing the need for retail development to support the upcoming growth. Among the current new retail coming to Greenville is Carrie Beth Crossing development that will include a Cinemark movie theater. The development is currently approved for retail, restaurants, offices, hotel, multifamily homes, and other associated uses. According to the contract the city signed, they must start construction by May 21st, 2021, over a year from now. But we have received indications that the groundbreaking will actually occur within the next couple of months, almost a year earlier. The other new retail development is the building of the new Harbor Freight Tools. Harbor Freight offers hand tools and generators to air and power tools, shop equipment to automobile tools, and they offer over 7,000 tools and accessories. Juice is the oldest municipal electric company in the state of Texas and first generated electricity in 1888, 132 years ago. They have continued to improve their reliability and they continue to look for ways to cut costs to customers. The third 138 kilovolt line recently added to the city will provide an increase in reliability. There used to be two 138 kilovolt lines coming into Greenville, and when one had to be de-energized for maintenance, that left the city with only the second line to provide incoming power. If that second power line had experienced mishap, then the city would have been without power. This has been overcome with the addition of the third 138 kilovolt line, which should be operational in April and May of this year. Juice currently provides service to almost 15,000 customers, including over 11,000 residential customers inside the city limits. This represents almost a 9% growth in the last 5 years. In the upper left corner, you can see that if you estimate in each of these houses, 2.7 people or 3.0 people live within each of the residents, and I have a problem with that because all my kids were single digit, they weren't partial. That the population for Greenville is now between 30 and 33,000 people. We will get an accurate population number once the 2020 census is complete. Speaking of that, Census 2020 is upon us. In about 2 weeks, every household should receive a special identity code that is specific to their address. This code must be entered into the census response identifying the household responding. People will be able to start responding by about March 20th. Of course, the official start date is April 1st, and some people call that April Fool's Day, but I don't know. This year, the census responses can be made online, by mail, or by phone. The census takers will visit all households that were invited to respond, but haven't. By law, your census response cannot be used against you by any government agency or court in any way. Not by the FBI, not the CIA, not the DHS, and not Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Please encourage your employees and your friends to respond to the 2020 census. As I see it, Greenville is a growing city where you want to live, grow, and prosper. This wraps up my presentation. Are there any questions? If not, I'll turn it over to Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, with Hunt County, who's going to go first is Dee Hilton. He is the Hunt County Transportation Steering Committee Chairman, correct? Chief? Oh, you want to go first? Okay. Bobby Stovall is a fourth-generation Hunt County resident. He attended Texas A&M took Texas A&M and graduated in 1976 with a Bachelor of Science in Engineering. He founded Stovall Associates Land Surveying in Greenville in 1981. He purchased Kinsey Abstract Sabine Title in Greenville in 1990 and sold it in 2018. And for the first time, Bobby was not appointed but elected to county judge just 3 days ago.
Well, thank you, Byron, and thank you and your staff for putting this event on today. And you know, 60 years ago or so, when I used to come here to the movies, who ever thought we'd be in this beautiful facility here? And you know, Barbara, thank you very much for providing this fabulous place to have events, and it makes Greenville even a greater place to live than it already was. I'm going to give just a short talk. After running for office for the last 90 days, I've been a little tired and a little wore out, and been picking up signs the last 2 days. Any of you that's run for office, you know what that's like. But I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on and what to anticipate to be going on the next short period of time in the county. In the next 60 to 90 days, we'll be approving contracts for a prototype window at the courthouse. Our windows in our courthouse are leaking air and water pretty profusely. And we have plans with architects in compliance with the Historical Society. The courthouse being a historical building, we have to put it back in a historic replacement in its original condition. We're doing a prototype because the windows are the original pane windows and they have no R value to them. So we're going to try to get some thermal glass in them. So they're going to do a prototype to see if we can get some glass to fit in the current frames. If not, we're going to have to come inside the windows and put another window. And hopefully we can make that look good. At the same time, we're going to be bidding out. We have some foundation issues at the courthouse, and we're going to be letting a contract hopefully in the next 90 days to get started on that, as well as some waterproofing, where we have water coming in the first floor of the courthouse. All of this to be done to get one of the first phases of the restoration of the courthouse. The plan was created in 2015, but the cost turned out to be about $40 million at the time, and the bond or the grant money they had wouldn't cover it, and the county couldn't afford it at that time. So, in my phrase, we're going to try to eat the elephant. So we're going to take one bite at a time and try to get the outside fixed and secured over the next probably couple of years. And once we're finished, we're going to landscape the outside of it and make downtown Greenville look a lot better. Thank you. We want to make it a centerpiece of downtown. I think we can accomplish that, and we look forward to trying to get all of that work done. We're also going to be letting the contract to do the necessary repairs at our multi-story garage next to the Exchange building. Should be done. We should get that contract and bids in the next 60 days. Hopefully get that work done over the summer. Those are much needed repairs to maintain that facility. And of course, we always have the ongoing problem at the Hunt County Jail. We're still on the go to try to make it last us another 10 years. We recently terminated our contract with the feds. We no longer have federal inmates in our jail, which is making our maintenance a lot simpler. We're no longer full, so we have plenty of vacancies now where we can get in and move the prisoners around and do our work, and we're keeping up and keeping the pace of our repairs to a standard that the Jail Standards Commission seems to be a little happier with us. We've got to keep them happy because we don't want to build a jail right now. And other than that, we're constantly working on roads. You know, I tell everybody the good news and the bad news of Hunt County is good news, we're growing. The bad news is we're growing. We've got with growth comes a lot of problems, and we're trying to address those, particularly in our transportation and our county road situation. But today, what we're going to hear is D. Hilton is going to give us an annual report on our county transportation plan, and I just can't tell you how much work D. Hilton's done over the last 10 years, as well as his steering committee. I think many of them have been on it since the beginning. And it's a passion with them, and they've done a fabulous job. And please give them all a round of applause for all their hard work.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I do like to talk about roads, and I spent a lot of time on the school board, and education was a real passion for me. And as my kids are now having children of their own, I've found another passion, which is roads. And I think that as we begin to look in 2010, the vision of Judge John Horn was that we get out ahead of the growth that was inevitable to come to Hunt County. And over the next 3 years, beginning in 2010, we developed a master plan that was presented to every city in Hunt County, adopted by the county commissioners. And then the steering committee began to look at how do we implement that master plan. And so over the next couple of years, we began to develop a list of major projects, primarily on-system projects, which means it's a highway, it's a farm-to-market road. And we presented that to the public in November 2016, and the bond issue was approved by almost a 2-to-1 margin, $24 million. And the goal of that really was to try to bring some leverage that was available for Hunt County if we had local funds to put into the development of our highway system, the upgrade of our highway system. And our hope at that time was to have leverage of about 6 or 7 to 1. So the idea was that the county, through the bond funds, would pay for planning and design and engineering, part of the right-of-way costs, environmental upgrades, and right-of-way acquisition. So those would be local costs. The idea was to make those projects shovel-ready and compete for funds, with the construction funds coming from state and local sources. And so that was the goal, and to date that's really worked. And because of that, Hunt County has been awarded some dollars that we might not have expected in the very beginning. And a lot of those dollars are going to go into the rebuild of the various interchanges on I-30. And over the next 10 years, every one of the overpasses between Greenville and Royce City will be rebuilt, expanded to 6-lane capacity. And then following that, in the latter part of this decade, the roads will be expanded to 6 lanes in between those new overpasses. And all of that is about $150 million that we were awarded. Hunt County was awarded primarily because of the fact that we'd put local money in. We actually had some skin in the game. So the picture you see there, and all of you should have this annual report at your table. We really wanted to depict one of the problem areas that we hope to solve over the next few years, and that is the interchange at I-30 and Farm Road 1570. And that depicts the traffic between about 4:30 and 4:45 on a work day, people going from L3 Harris to I-30. So that's the backup that you see every day, and that's one of the first interchanges that will be rebuilt. The real mission, as I said, was to leverage, to have leverage funds to actually try to solve problems that exist today and would get worse in the future, and try to do that over the next 10 years, and then to also plan out as far as 25 years, because this will be an ongoing situation. I guess until we start moving around ourselves in drones or hovercraft or something, we'll continue to have roads. And even electric vehicles are not going to solve the problem of not having enough roads. Next slide. So if you take a look at this is a project map, and you'll see that on the second page of the brochure. You can look at that. We've tried to depict where the various projects are located, and then if you look at the next slide, it will show you what we've put on page 3 of the brochure, which gives you some timelines for when the various projects will be constructed, the design work that's taking place now, when we'll have construction. And you'll note that there are a few that have yellow. Those are projects that we don't yet have construction dollars committed, but hopefully that will be taken care of by the time those projects are shovel ready. Next slide. I wanted to break down the map a little bit and talk about some of the projects. The first project that's on there is the Farm to Market Road 2642 project, which is at Royce City. And you'll remember that that's where Buc-ee's is located and Royce City High School, which are both in Hunt County, by the way. And so the first project will be to rebuild 2642 from Highway 66 down to 35, and it'll go under the new overpass that was recently completed. That'll be a 4-lane, 5-lane project and is much needed in that area. The other projects coming along I-30, we're going to move closer to Greenville, and the projects that you see closer to Greenville will be the 1570 interchange project, 1903, which is where the pilot is, 1570 is where Innovation First is located, and those two interchanges plus an additional U-turn lane at Monty Stratton will be the first projects done on I-30. And that's necessary because one of the major projects that we hope to accomplish is to have 1570 be 4-lane from Highway 34 to I-30 and then on to 66. So to relieve that traffic, that farm road, Farm to Market Road from I-30 to 34 is by far the heaviest frequency travel of any farm to market road in Hunt County. So that will be a 4-lane road, and we hope to have that let probably the latter part of 2022, early 2023. You can see the other projects there. There will be a new interchange built between 2642 and 1565, so that none of the interchanges will be more than about 3 miles apart, because eventually all the frontage roads will be one way in Hunt County from Rockwall County at least to Greenville. So to alleviate the problem of transportation and how people get from one area to another, that's real important, is to have those interchanges within close proximity. The project down at the bottom in Quinlan is a project that's been in development for about 15 years, and that's to build a loop around the south side of Quinlan, and that will let later this year. And that particular project, because it was 15 years in planning and being funded, ended up short funds, and those funds have been recently appropriated, federal funds, to finish that, but it required an additional $7 million, and those have been put in, pledged and committed to the project, so that should start soon. One of the other projects that's underway is a study of Highway 34. That was one of the projects that was undertaken by Hunt County. TxDOT decided to take that on, and they're doing that study. It's not yet complete. We don't know exactly what TxDOT will do with that project once it's completed, but there's also always a possibility that Hunt County could step in and get those projects shovel ready, particularly from I-30 down to 1903 to alleviate the traffic going to the airport, and then through Quinlan, where if you've been to Quinlan late in the afternoon, early in the morning, you know that 34 is a real mess there. Next slide, please. One other project that I wanted to show you is the project in Commerce. and we've been working on that for some time. The idea is to try to alleviate some of the safety issues in Commerce where Highway 24 goes through the campus, and also where Highway 11 or 178 is called, which is, many of you will know, is Culver. That's a very important project for safety. There have been some issues over there with students trying to cross, and so we actually had a meeting last night with the Commerce City Council and been working with the university to try to deal with that project. Next slide. If you look at the back page of the brochure, there's some pie charts there. I won't try to bore you with everything that's there, but you can see that we so far have committed about a little over 13 million of the 24 million that you voted to approve as the bonds, and that has led to about 260 million being committed in total for work in Hunt County, and so the leverage ends up today about 19-1, which is a lot more than we had expected. But we still have about $10.8 million uncommitted for other projects that are on the project list, and we'll continue to work on those. So far, of the $24 million, only the first tranche of bonds, $6 million, has been issued, and we've committed we've committed all but about $400,000 of that, spent about $3.5 million, still have about $2.4 million to spend. So the possibility is that another tranche of probably $6 million will be recommended to Judge Stovall and the Commissioner's Court to be issued probably in the fourth quarter of this year, and we'll hope that the recent fall in interest rates continues, and this would be a good time to issue municipal bonds. The interest rate on those has fallen considerably also. Next slide. The last two slides really deal with just kind of where the money is committed, and you can see that most of the money goes to construction. The local funds are being used for initial design and final design, and then the county's share of right-of-way acquisition and utility relocation is about 10% of the 23 million that's projected there. If you look at the shortfalls that we have, I think I mentioned that the $7 million shortfall in the Quinlan project has now been covered, so the shortfalls are about $62 million. Many of these projects are out several years, and we're confident that between the state and federal sources that funding will come about. Part of the strategy was to get these projects shovel ready, because there are a lot of projects around the state that are not ready to actually be let and not ready for construction. And TxDOT often has funds available that were committed for other projects, and that those funds can be moved up to projects that are shovel ready. So the strategy is to have as many of these shovel ready as possible, and hope to pick up some additional funding where other districts within the state are not ready. Thanks. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is really just the partnerships that we've developed. Obviously, the main partnership is with the taxpayers and voters and residents of Hunt County, and without your support, none of this could have taken place. But it's real important to note that the Texas Transportation Commission, because Hunt County committed local dollars, has put in about $150 million for I-30 that was not expected, and is a real bonus for Hunt County. We've had great support from TxDOT Paris District. They've been willing to think out of the box. TxDOT generally is a very bureaucratic, very stilted organization,
and they've worked with us to look at some ways to do things a little differently, and that's very much appreciated. And then the North Central Texas Council of Governments, the COG, that's the Regional Transportation Council, and they manage all the federal funding for North Texas. And they've been great partners. We coordinate with them quarterly and work on projects, particularly on funding, and they've been great to work with. And then I can't say enough about the work that Judge Horn did over the years. We certainly miss him, but I can tell you that Bobby Stovall has done a wonderful job in carrying on the vision that Judge Horn had, and it's been a pleasure to work with. The steering committee actually works under the direction of the county judge, and then the steering committee makes recommendations to the county judge, and then those recommendations go to the commissioner's court. But the cooperation has really been wonderful, and I think that there are several members of the steering committee, I think, that are here today. Randy Tarplin, Greg Sims, I don't know if anybody else, Summer Spurlock is a member. The steering committee has several city managers on it and economic development directors, as well as representation from business, and it's really a pleasure to be able to do something that I think will have long-term ramifications for our county and the city of Greenville. And we're currently working on a study with the city of Greenville that's jointly funded by the county and the city. They've already completed a study to look at internally within the city the transportation needs in the southwest quadrant. Monday, we just kicked off a study for the southeast quadrant, and that's very important as you begin to look at ways that you move traffic between the on-system roads, and that's going to be very key to the development of Greenville, the orderly development of Greenville, and making sure that when developments take place, that people can be moved to where they work or go to school or shop. So that's our report. Thank you for your time, and it's a pleasure to work on this with Judge Stovall and the Commissioner's Court.
Thank you, Dee. It's always hard to read Facebook and see all the comments about nothing's going on, nobody's fixing anything, none of these potholes are being done, and you look at this 10-year plan, and there's a lot of effort that's gone in. It's hard to get everybody informed. We have a couple of more things we want to do today. First thing, Greg Sims, could you grab the microphone? I believe it's already on, but we're going to do a round of questions for the gentlemen that just did the presentations, the mayor and Bobby Stovall and Dee Hilton. If you have any questions that maybe they didn't cover, or maybe they brought up, we'd like for you to ask those. If you're up in the VIP room, you may step out from the out to the control area and ask your questions from their microphone up there. They always start slow and then the questions come.
My question is for Mayor Riley. I saw on the slides that there was a target to be decided. I'd like to know more on that. If there was going to be a target store.
This video has been brought to you by Juice 34. Juice is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.